this is part of a course material called Control System Engineering. Right now, this course will be available in the on the website, which you can subscribe when I will set up my website, which is in a few weeks time or by the end of the month of June, and I will provide the link of website in comment then or in the description, and you will be able to go through that description, and later if you want to subscribe to the full course, then you will be able to do that. But I will prepare a series of 3 to 4 videos, 3 to 4 lectures to just give an overview of what the course is actually, and the same course I will cover in a detail if you subscribe to this course on my website. And I am also active on the patreon.com at this link, patreon/Vishnu Pillai. If you go to the description, I will provide the link, and if you want to contribute or become a Patreon for my creation, then you can just add there, because it helps me to prepare such videos in my free time. And so this video is about the control system engineering, and in the first lecture what I will be talking about is about the feedback control system and the open loop control system, and again the closed loop control system. So if you talk about a very general diagram of an open loop control system, then there could be, this is just an example and example of a open loop control system. So there could be a controller and there could be a plant, and this could be the input and this could be the output. So the input is varied by using the controller, and it is fed to a plant, which could be any device on which the input is acting on, and then there is a resultant output which is produced. And now this input output is nowhere related to the input. Such kind of a system is in very basic way known as open loop control system. So to add further, what I will do is that if I say that the next kind of a control system is the feedback control system, and it is seen that in the feedback control system my input is in some way related to output. So if this is my input, and if I am feeding it through a transfer function, suppose say GS, and if this is my output, if my input signal, in this case this is just a block diagram representation of a feedback control system. So if this is my input and this is my output, if I call my input by a signal RS and my output by a signal CS, then this is GS, and if this is something like my feedback signal, I am saying by giving a name TS, is a transfer function, and if whatever I am getting here is f of s, and I am using a summing point here to show that this signal is plus here and this signal is also minus here. So whatever I am getting from here, I am subtracting it based on the variance which I want. So suppose if this is a speed control system, and suppose my speed is 100 km, and there is also a torque acting on the system, and this is my speed, which is 100 km per hour. At the same time my torque on the system is varying based on the load or load requirement. So to maintain the torque same, it is needed that now the speed, as the torque has increased, the speed has reduced to 80 km. So it is, if it is needed to maintain the speed same, so I will need to give some more input. This could be the increase in the fuel or increase in the supply voltage if it is a motor, etc. So So in such cases it is possible to uh, have some kind of a feedback, and the input could be varied and the output could be changed, and such kind of a system are known by feedback control system. It is possible to achieve such kind of effect using a feedback control system. So to define it in very approximate way, if the input is in some way related to the output and the input, by comparing them and using the difference as means of control, this is called feedback system. So this is just an approximate definition, and if I'm sure, then the feedback system are also referred by closed loop control system. So what is open loop control system? To define it more precisely, so open loop control system will be the output has no effect on control actions are called open loop control systems. So this is just the first lecture, and in this lecture what you have got to understand are these topics. But again, if I add, then to just list down some possible advantages of feedback system is that if there is external disturbance, this system is more responsive, and open loop system at the same time are simple to construct. Also they are less expensive, and there is also some stability problem there. So these are the three things which you need to get into your mind. So this was just the first lecture, and the whole video series will be available for subscription. But in the first lecture, or the first topic, what I covered was what is a feedback control system and what is a open loop control system, and the third point which I covered was possible or some possible advantages and disadvantages of both these systems. So the full course material will be available on website on subscription, which will be delivered as a video lectures or a series of video lectures on a scheduled time. The same will be available since my website is not set, or I have not found enough resources right now to set up the website. I'm just doing the marketing or taking the same video lectures whichever possible online. So if you take the full course, there could be close to 20 to 30 lectures or even more as per your understanding and requirement in this series, and it will be a one-to-one lecture. And you can also if you want to still take the lecture, then you can request me on the business email which will be given on the channel's page. So if you'll contact me through that email, then still if it is possible for me to schedule a time, I will take this course for you. That's all. If you like this video, please do subscribe.